Well, hey, everybody, and welcome to the Daily Bible Podcast presented by Saint Church. My name's Caleb, and our hope is to help you study the Word of God every single day. Every day, we're taking time to upload episodes onto Spotify, Apple, and YouTube, where we are reading through a chapter of the Bible. We are looking at the context it was written in, and we are seeing what it has to say for us today. Today, we're going to be doing just that by continuing on in our study through the book of Numbers by reading Numbers chapter 22. Now, really quick and really fast before we dive on into that, if you are checking this out on Spotify, Apple, or YouTube, and you end up enjoying this episode, you find it beneficial, I want to encourage you to take a moment to follow, like, subscribe, leave a rating. All of those things help make sure that you don't miss out on episodes and help other people to know this is worthwhile content for them to check out. But with that being said, let's just jump right on into Numbers chapter 2, starting in verse 1. This is what the Word of God has to say today. It says this: Then the Israelites traveled to the plains of Moab and camped along the Jordan across from Jericho. Now Balak, son of Zippor, saw all that Israel had done to the Amorites, and Moab was terrified because there were so many people. Indeed, Moab was filled with dread because of the Israelites. The Moabites said to the elders of Midian, "This horde is going to lick up everything around us, as an ox licks up the grass of the field." So Balak, son of Zippor, who was king of Moab at the time, sent messengers to summon Balaam, son of Beor, who was at Pethor near the Euphrates River in his native land. Balak said, "A people has come out of Egypt. They cover the face of the land and have settled next to me. Now come and put a curse on these people because they are too powerful for me. Perhaps then I will be able to defeat them and drive them out of the land. For I know that whoever you bless is blessed, and whoever you curse is cursed." The elders of Moab and Midian left, taking with them the fee for divination. When they came to Balaam, they told him what Balak had said. "Spend the night here," Balaam said to them, "and I will report back to you with the answer the Lord gives me." So the Moabites officials stayed with him. God came to Balaam and asked, "Who are these men with you?" Balaam said to God, "Balak, son of Zippor, king of Moab, sent me this message. A people that has come out of Egypt covers the face of the land. Now come and put a curse on them for me. Perhaps then I will be able to fight them and drive them away." But God said to Balaam, "Do not go with these people. You must not put a curse on those people because they are blessed." The next morning, Balaam got up and said to Balak's officials, "Go back to your own country, for the Lord has refused to let me go with you." So the Moabite officials returned to Balak and said, "Balaam refused to come with us." Then Balak sent other officials, more numerous and more distinguished than the first. They came to Balaam and said, "This is what Balak, son of Zippor, says. Do not let anything keep you from coming to me, because I will reward you handsomely and do whatever you say. Come and put a curse on these people for me." But Balaam answered them, "Even if Balak gave me all the silver and gold in his palace, I could not do anything great or small to go beyond the command of the Lord my God. Now spend the night here so that I can find out what else the Lord will tell me." That night God came to Balaam and said, "Since these men have come to summon you, go with them, but do only what I tell you." Balaam got up in the morning, saddled his donkey, and went with the Moabite officials. But God was very angry when he went, and the angel of the Lord stood in the road to oppose him. Balaam was riding on his donkey, and his two servants were with him. When the donkey saw the angel of the Lord standing in the road with a drawn sword in his hand, it turned off the road into a field. Balaam beat it to get it back on the road. Then the angel of the Lord stood in a narrow path through the vineyards with walls on both sides. When the donkey saw the angel of the Lord, it pressed close to the wall, crushing Balaam's foot against it. So he beat the donkey again. Then the angel of the Lord moved on ahead and stood in a narrow place where there was no room to turn either to the right or to the left. When the donkey saw the angel of the Lord, it lay down under Balaam. He was angry and beat it with his staff. Then the Lord opened the donkey's mouth, and it said to Balaam, "What have I done to you to make you beat me these 3 times?" Balaam answered the donkey, "You have made a fool of me. If only I had a sword in my hand, I would kill you right now." The donkey said to Balaam, "Am I not your own donkey, which you have ridden to this day? Have I been in the habit of doing this to you?" "No," he said. Then the Lord opened Balaam's eyes, and he saw the angel of the Lord standing in the road with his sword drawn. So he bowed low and fell face down. The angel of the Lord asked him, "Why have you beaten your donkey these 3 times? I have come here to oppose you because your path is a reckless one before me. The donkey saw me and turned from me these 3 times. If it had not turned away, I would certainly have killed you by now, but I would have spared it." Balaam said to the angel of the Lord, "I have sinned. I did not realize you were standing in the road to oppose me. Now, if you are displeased, I will go back." The angel of the Lord said to Balaam, "Go with the men, but speak only what I tell you." So Balaam went with Balak's officials. When Balak heard that Balaam was coming, he went out to meet him at the Moabite town on the Arnon border at the edge of his territory. Balak said to Balaam, "Did I not send you an urgent summons? Why didn't you come to me? Am I really not able to reward you?" "Well, I have come to you now," Balaam replied. "But I can't say whatever I please. I must speak only what God puts in my mouth." Then Balaam went with Balak to Kiriath Huzoth. Balak sacrificed cattle and sheep and gave some to Balaam and the officials who were with him. The next morning, Balak took Balaam up to Bamoth Baal, and from there he could see the outskirts of the Israelite camp. And that is the close of Numbers chapter 22. Now, in this chapter, let's be honest, there's some interesting things going on. We got a donkey talking. We have this mysterious foreign prophet who's been asked to come and curse the Israelites. But I want to point out something important about this chapter. In this chapter, we're going to talk through all the specific details, but I think something we miss so often is the fact that this is kind of a side quest within the story. What do I mean by that? In the book of Numbers so far, every story has resolved and it is revolved around the Israelites, specifically them, like them being the characters in the story. It has then revolved around Moses or Aaron and different people who are trying to mitigate the relationship between Israel and God. The reason why I say it's kind of a side quest is because in this moment, the book of Numbers is zooming away from the Israelites. And it is now looking and honing in on some of the local people who are trying to oppose the Israelites. And what do we see happen? We see that God has not left the story, that God is still at work, that God is still fighting for the Israelites even when they are unaware of the need for it. And I think that matters so much. We can't miss that point, because if we miss that point, we forget the fact that this is showing the character of God. That in all of this book, what have we read so far? We have read of the Israelites grumbling, complaining, working against God. Yet in this moment, we see that God, even when they don't ask him for it, goes and he is fighting on their behalf. He is doing things to help their favor. He is telling others that they are blessed. So friends, I do want to remind you really quick that there might be times it feels like God's not doing things in your life. It's probably how the Israelites felt at this moment. But what do we see? God is at work. So we trust him in light of that. Now, let's dive into some of the details. So in this moment, we have the Moabites. The Moabites, they don't like the Israelites. So they're trying to do more than just go and fight them with brute force. They've seen the fact that that has not worked for others. So they want to have a spiritual edge in the story. So they go, and this king Balak, he goes and he wants to get Balaam to come and to be a prophet for him, to speak blessings and curses. Now, what we should understand about this is Balaam, he is not a Jewish man. He is not a Israelite prophet. He is a man from a foreign place who has come to then offer these prophecies, to offer these moments of divination. So what does he do? He is aware. That's what's interesting. He is aware of the God of Israel, because we see throughout this that he is referring to the God of Israel based off the way that Moses has denoted who the Lord is and who God is and all these different things. So he goes and he performs his divination, trying to find a way to communicate with God. And as he does this, guess what? God shows up. Now, does God show up because he performed ritualistic tasks to try to see this happen? Probably not. It's most likely that God is showing up because he's saying, you know what? I need to do something on behalf of my people. So God shows up. And as God shows up, he starts to speak to Balaam, and he says to him, hey, don't do anything against my people. Don't do anything against them. Don't speak against them. Don't do this. Now, in the midst of this story, we have to remember, what did God tell him first? God told him first that he needed to not go. Yet then when the people come back, Balaam says that he needs to go and he needs to consult the Lord. And in verse 20, it says that God came to Balaam and said, since these men have come to summon you, go with them, but do only what I tell you. So what's up with the donkey? What's up with the donkey stuff? Why is the angel of the Lord there? Why is God showing that he's upset with Balaam? Well, let's just be honest. He probably wishes Balaam would have just done what he first said. That God gave him a contingency plan, and he probably wishes he just did what he first said, which was just don't go. Just don't go. You don't need to go do this right now. Yet in the midst of this moment, what we are seeing is God showing him that he means business. He means business. If one is a practicer of divination, then most likely he has had times that he has tried to commune with many different spiritual type things. And so in this moment, God shows up and he's revealing himself to a donkey, and then he's opening the mouth of the donkey. You might say, Caleb, that sounds insane. Again, God's really demonstrating who he is to a man who might not fully understand that he is talking to the God, the Lord of all things. So in this moment, he shows up in a powerful way, and what he's trying to make sure Balaam really gets. Because why would God be upset? Because most likely he is not looking at this and knowing the heart of Balaam. Well, he knows the heart of Balaam, and he knows the heart of Balaam most likely does not fear him enough to truly say only what he says. So he goes, he shows up, he reveals himself in this way of power, and now Balaam is going really with much more fear of the Lord than he is fear of Balak, the king of the Moabites. So in this moment, in this story, what are we seeing? We are seeing that God is revealing himself to people for the sake of people being able to do things on behalf of the Israelites and to defend them. And so if you've ever wondered, again, does God actually show up even when we don't know it? Yes, he is intervening, and the Israelites aren't even aware of it. They don't know that this man is coming to put a curse upon them or that sort of a thing. But with that being said, friends, that's really what I got for you guys today. If you have any questions, please comment them down below. Tomorrow, we're going to be in another chapter that deals more now with what Balaam will end up saying. So let's lean in. Let's continue to finish out this story tomorrow. But with that being said, if you have any questions, comment them down below. I would love to dialogue with you if you have anything. If you're on Spotify, Apple, or YouTube, take a moment, genuinely follow the podcast, subscribe to the channel. leave a like on the video. And if you have a moment, consider leaving a rating and a review. 5 stars is so helpful. And maybe leave a rating just saying what study through a book you have enjoyed the most so far. That would really mean so much. But with that being said, friends, thanks for jumping on today. And I can't wait to see you tomorrow, because we are taking time to study the Word of God every single day.